welcome back to Oakley Hour, and today we have a very quick review of our Chocolatier shop. So overall I think it's really very much a pretty model. I mean, it lights up really well, and I mean it really does look quite delightful. Funny enough, that was my first pro for it, is it does light up well. My favourite thing is this little sign. I think that's really cute, and I also do love the streets light. That's probably my favourite lights out of it, and there's only 3, so 2 out of 3 is pretty good. This one's okay, don't get me wrong. It actually does light the shop up well, which is what you're looking for. Secondly, it is really pretty, and it's a pretty cute design. Like the blackboard effects, you know, the fact that it does look like here, a rubbed out, there's stuff on there before and things like that. I actually think that's a really nice touch. I mean, I know it's only a sticker and things, but it does look pretty realistic. I mean, that's what happens, you know, you have a blackboard and you need to put something on. You don't always get every single tiny piece off that blackboard before you have to write on it. Normally you're on a time constraint and you need to get it done. So I think that is really cool. Thirdly, it's not too busy a model. Like some models, you know, you're fitting so much into it, and it's not that busy at all. It's nice, quite spacious even inside. You know, you got your walkway there, you've got a walkway behind the counter as well as on the side, and you can see that even all the way back there, you can see all the way through. And it's not as busy. I mean, I've seen a lot of models which are really busy. And then we got our book here, and the book was really colourful. So I mean, you've got colourful parts, it's pretty detailed. It is really awesome because it does give you, you know, quite good detail. I don't remember particularly being overly out of sorts on it. It gives you a really good idea on the wiring and things like that as well, so that's kind of cool. Though the wiring information is a little bit more vague than probably most people would like, but you know, it's there, so that was good. The other thing I liked while I've got the book is it has a pre-part list. So for instance, if I show you, so to make the counter, it shows you what you're going to need here. And like things like the display cabinet, it shows you all the pieces that you are going to need right at the beginning before you even start. Same with the chocolate cake, it shows you what's needed. So I think that's really cool. I love having a parts list. I think it makes your life a lot easier to be able to just go pick everything that's on here without having to read through every instruction to see when you're going to need piece D1000 or whatever it is, you know. So anyway, that's all the pros for you. So on the cons, the instructions aren't always clear. I know I just talked about the pictures and things. I got the roof totally wrong. I've also got the canopy wrong. Canopy's still wrong. I thought I'd corrected it. I did, then it fell off, and then I accidentally put it back on the way that was wrong in the first place. I give up. So I put the roof on wrong, and unfortunately that has left a mark on the top here. It also doesn't hide this wire on the top very well, whereas the way I had it before, even though it was upside down, so therefore it didn't fit right, at least it pretty much hid that wire. So I don't overly like that. The plant boxes, I didn't understand those instructions one iota. I mean, it was, you know, definitely not not what I understood. I guessed, and I think therefore that could have been problematic. I mean, we've done enough flowers on so many different deals now that I have a really good idea on what goes where and what they're trying to aim for. I just used all of the little flowers here to go into it because I wasn't sure what was meant to be what. The second downside was the paper up here to hide this wiring is great. It's a great idea. I mean, I could have stuck it on the roof, and in fact, hindsight, maybe it would have been better, but then you're going to have glue marks on it, so I guess not. But that way at least it would have been, you'd have it you'd have it above the wire, so maybe it wouldn't show so much. I just think, I mean, it allowed for all the wires which have gone inside, which are lovely and tucked away, by the way, because that was my fear on this model, that it would be battery box drapes and behind it, like on my another one of mine. But no, nicely hidden away, except for this top one, and that's just shows, and that's rather unfortunate. So thirdly, some of the parts are just really difficult to make. The lollipops back. Oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. Let me see if I can show you. Ooh, you can just about see them. So the lollipops back here, incredibly difficult to make. Really, really difficult. And they're not right. I mean, I know they're not right. I can see that they're not right. I mean, it's fine, and I don't think many people would pick up on it, but incredibly difficult. The beads here for the tulips and things like that they weren't poked all the way through, so you had to be able to open those up. So from that point of view, some of the parts were just difficult. Even making the Ferrero Rocher, or the fact that you don't really get instructions on how to build this tower, and mine fell over to one side, is very unfortunate, by the way. I mean, I'm really happy with it, don't get me wrong, but it's very much a slanting, you know, you've got the Tower of Pisa, which is slanting. Well, that's my little chocolate cake display. I guess it's slanting forward, to be honest. And the Ferrero Rochers, you know, trying to get them, admittedly, I didn't cut my paper exactly the size, and maybe that would have made a difference and they all would have come out the same size, but otherwise they didn't. So some people are going to get a bigger chocolate than others. I wonder, which one would you go for? Would you go for the bigger one, or would you be like, actually, I'll save that for somebody else, and I'd like the little one because that's all I need? Could be either way, right? Okay, fourthly, you need a lot of glue. Everything is going to be glued together. You're not really, I don't think you were supplied glue on this, certainly not in the UK. You might have been supplied it in other countries, but the UK have got so strict on this stuff. It's a little ball dinky to me, but you know, I don't know, and I'm sure you could tell me if there's, you know, really good reason for it, but I'm pretty sure every other country will take the glue and not really complain about it. But no, not the UK. So you do need an awful lot of glue. I think this one probably I came out less gluey on my hands than I have done on other models, so that was always a good thing. Or maybe I'm just learning how quite not to get them all over me. So be prepared for a lot of glue if you make this one. Fifthly, when you're putting it all together, it's not really logical. Even if you follow the instructions, it's not logical at all. They put all the whole frame on of the shop without even putting that great big unit, which is all the way back here, this unit here, in, and then they get you to put that in afterwards, and it's like, well, why would you do that? I mean, it's accessing it is a nightmare. So yeah, just be aware that there are some strange things to how this all goes together. Other things are really cool. Well, the window they get you to put when it's upright, and the flower box there they get you to put when it's upright already. But then other things like the lace going around these windows here, behind the window here, they get you to do when it's made as an L. Which is kind of nice, although I didn't do it quite that way, but you'll see that if you've seen the videos. But anyway, that's my main gripes. So my final thoughts, and one other big gripe on this was this power box back here. So it was actually really difficult to get into the hole that they provided. It had two metal pieces on either side of it, and you had to squeeze them together. It doesn't tell you to do that, by the way. You had to squeeze the metal pieces, which have the wires attached to them, and hope and pray that it's still going to work after the event. Fortunately it did, but it's like the hole wasn't quite big enough to put the whole thing in, and I know why. It's so that you can't see it from the outside, and you know, it's all nice and clear and things like that, and clean looking, and it does look clean looking. I wish they'd had, for people who don't have the music box, had something to cover all this up. Maybe I've got some stickers or something I could just put over them so it doesn't look so obvious, but like I say, I like the fact that the wires are all inside here. If needed, Could I access them? Probably not, but at least I can access the battery box in order to change batteries, so that's cool. But yeah, so overall I was really happy with it. There was just a few bits and pieces that were like, you know, this is definitely one of those that if you like, if you like doing handicrafts, or rather getting your hands onto some detail, you're gonna kind of like this. I mean, even as far as making the chairs and things like that, more than the table was pretty simple. Making the chairs and things like that, which were quite detailed, using wire basically to make them, and I actually think they worked out to be quite well. One of them better than the other, but they did work out to be quite good. Alrighty, my thoughts. So any comments from yourselves, please do feel free to leave them. I will always get back to you, and do please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Do take care of yourselves, and I will see you on the flip side. Alright, see you, bye bye.